Hi guys, welcome back. And in this video, I will be explaining you if-else statements. So basically, these type of structures are gonna be very common in any type of programming languages are you working on. For example, if you're working on C, C++, C Sharp, Java, Python, PHP, you're gonna encounter this type of structures, or we're gonna say that these are some conditional structures that you have to basically work on. So in the previous video, I tried to explain you that you can use some logical operators in order to get the decision results, but this is not sufficient. For example, as a human, we can see the output of the program and we human can interpret, but the system will not be able to interpret based on just relational operators, right? So we need to have some structures which will make the decision based on those operators. For example, what I'm saying is that let's say you have the double, grades, grades of any programming language or any of your course, such as you got 70 as your grades, and then here you wanted to try, let's say, I'm gonna say Boolean results, and here I say grades are greater than or equals to, let's say 60 is the minimum for you to qualify. So actually I have this spelling error. That's why I get this. Okay. So here I change your grades are greater than 60, right? Greater than or equals to. So let's quickly say, and you place the results here. So you run it and you get the output and it says true, which is good for us to say true means yes, that's true. But how computer program will basically let you to run some other things, for example, make your CGPA pointers or something. So there is a problem that you as a human or I as a human can understand it, but computer directly does not understand. It's just a true, which is a Boolean true. What should a computer program take from it? So this is where we have to learn if structures in or if or else if structures. In the other presentation or video, I'll be explaining you that how different types of structures available. For example, we have this. Give me a second. Yeah, we have this available. For example, we have simple if statement available, we have if and else is available, we have else if available, and then we have switch available. So we make decision based on these four structures that are being used. So it's not necessary that these logical operators will be used always in this. We can use these logical operators in looping, so we will learn it when we come onto that level, but we have to understand that. So logically, this is a flowchart I'm going to explain you. Okay, sorry. I'm going to explain you like how it works. I'm going to logically tell you that your program starts anything that you have, any computation. For example, you have some computation here, any computation you have here, and then computations here. And then based on the computation, here you put a diamond, right? Diamond shape, which means that here you put your logic. For example, if you say this one, right? So this one, you bring it right here in the center. And here you are putting directly into the results, but you put here, like I say, G is greater than or equals to 60, G for grades, I mean. So if it's true, it should do this type of things, okay? And if it's false, it should do like this type of things. And after that, the program will end. So it depends that how is your program's flow. So in flowcharts, we have these shapes like all type shape. This means start or end,
This
and
is
this is
square
square
brackets,
brackets, nice
rectangular
rectangular
brackets, like
brackets, like
input,
input,
output, or
output, or
operation.
operation, and the diamond, which means decision. So this means the input or output, and this is the decision shape. So here, anytime you see like diamond shape, which is the decision shape, and this is and these are the branches, which is the flow. So T for true, and then this is false. These are the annotations of the branches that if you have any make. So this is completely like a decisive based structure. So let's run this program and see like how can we code and say that congratulations, you passed the course. For example, this is the course that you're working. Let's say Java or programming one. And here, first of all, make it a little bit dynamic. So what we're going to do is that instead of doing this, I'm going to print it. Okay, basically first I should be having I should be having some scanner open here. I'm gonna ask a student to tell me what are your grades, right? I'm not gonna just simply assign anything to it. I'm gonna create a scanner. I say it's a scan, and I'm gonna say new, and I say scanner system.in, and then here is the grade ready. So I'm gonna say before I print it, I'm gonna say please enter your final grades for not graders, grades for programming one course. So this is the message. This is just going to be printed as it is. And then here, I'm gonna use this if statement. I have to write all in small case, and then exactly the same thing and I did there, that I have saved this one, greater than or equals to. I'm gonna say anything I can put here. I can put if statement here again. So yeah, so let's run it first and try to see. Okay, basically we have not assigned any value to it, so that's why it's gonna say like this. I'm gonna say scan dot next byte, no, next double, because I have taken it in a double format. You're gonna see it's double, so I have to have double here. So I'm gonna say like, okay, any grades greater than 60 has to be passed. So I'm gonna say congratulations, congratulations. You have successfully passed the course. It's just a thing that now previously we were just seeing true or false. Now we are seeing it and how it works. So this is enough for us to have the program output. But if it's not true, it means it's false. So usually we always say else. So we have another type of conditions where we should say, okay, sorry about that. You may better like next time or something, that you did a good job, but sorry about that. So what happened here? First thing that you have to understand, that if has its own body, but if it does not have its own body, only one statement will be working after if. So it is better approach that you should always have if's body. But if it is not given the body, after one statement, the other will be not part of this statement. So let's say if I remove this, so basically only one line after if statement, even if it's having on any enter on the editor, doesn't make any difference, but will be considered. But what if you have two lines here? It's gonna create error here. You gotta see that because only one statement will be considered, right? So what is a good practice is that you always have to have your, body, even if you have one line of code for any body of or any statement. Exactly the same happens with the else, that if you don't have body brackets like this, then you only one statement after else will be considered. So here, unfortunately, let's say you could not qualify, you are fail or something. So it's like you are fail, you are fail. Okay, that's just a thing. Okay, so let's run it and try to see like based on this. So we run this. So perfectly fine. So it says please enter your final grades. Like I'm gonna say 67. So congratulations. So here now it did not print because if statement when it works, it does not work. When the if does not work, else if works. So it's like a thing that like kind of a thing that when you have one thing coming, the second is definitely not. It's like a side of a coin. So if head is there, so tail is not there. If tail is there, so head is not there. That's how it looks like. So let's run it again and make it like this. So I'm gonna say 45. So unfortunately, you are failed. So this is how it looks like. So it's very wonderful to see this kind of thing that you have a statement, but there are many occasions when you do not have only one you know particular situations. So when you have to decide whether you are pass or fail, what is your grade? So how you compute it? So you have more than one condition. For example, if you are going to buy something, if I ask you if you are going to a shop, can you buy me cold drink? So you ask me which cold drink you want, and I say like I want Pepsi or Coca-Cola. So you went there, so you saw the Pepsi's there. So you bought the Pepsi for me, but when you saw the Pepsi is not there, you will go for the Coca-Cola. But when you both of them are not available, what you gonna do? So that's the same thing that if you're not passed, you fail, but It's not pretty straightforward. You may have A grade, you may have B grade or B minus or something like that. So how are you gonna do that type of situation when you have more than two conditions? If you have only one condition, that's perfectly if it's fine. But when you have two conditions, you go if and an else. But when you have multiple conditions, what you gonna do? So there we need to learn about this else if concept, which is I just simply mentioned. So now I'm gonna simply say else and if else and if program. So basically I'm gonna just simply copy the code from here until here to just you know make it quicker. So okay, let me just hide it. Yeah. So let's see. So we have a grades, whatever grade, like for example, you have grades for C++ or Java or programming one. Now we have to decide like if we have got A grade or B grade. This is the program. Now I'm gonna change a little bit. So when I say A grade, which means I am saying something different. When I'm saying B grade, I'm saying something different. So I have the ranges to understand first of all. So when I say A grade, which means I'm saying it that my grades are so give me a second. Yeah, so let me quickly draw it for you. Let's say if you have A grade, which means that your grades like this, your grades are greater than or equals to 90, for example. This is where you will get A grade. But where is like your grades are greater than certain points such as 80, for instance, this is just my understanding, but grades have to be less than 90 because if you have 90 and above, so basically you're saying you're grade A. So you have to have now conditional operator here, sorry, logical operator here. So you have two conditions. One is your grade has to be greater than 80 or equals to, let's say, because it's the same thing, and has to be less than 90. There only you can make the decision of B grade, right? And then you have the second condition here, like your grades are greater than or equals to, let's say 70. This is my understanding, my grades, my own way, and operator. Because if this is the only thing, then this could be considered like so many conditions can be true. And then I have this called grades are less than how much from how many 80 because I have already 80.1 or 80 exactly is all considered in this you know so even 90 is above 80. So usually like this, if this is true, it does not go bottom. So it's also possible that you put the condition like this. If this is true, so you have A, this is true, then you have B, but I'm just trying to explain you. So here you have C grade, for instance, and you have last, which I'm going to make the program. So let's say grade greater than, okay, I'm going to say like else everything is fails. Like this is my condition. So first is 90 and above, A grade. 80 and above, B grade, 70 and above, C grade, and then all fail. For example, this is my condition now that I pass or fail at 60 or 70. So just keep it there, keep this in your mind, and then let's code for that. So first thing, I have to take the number which I have taken. So now I'm gonna say here if my greater is 90, so I say congratulations or whatever. Your grade is A. That's okay. Now here is the second situation coming. So we have four conditions right now here because one for A, one for B, one for C, another one for fail. So now, so I am here going to say if, else if. I'm not gonna simply say else, but I'm gonna say else if. Here I'm gonna put grades greater than 80. So if I do like this is also sufficient because greater than 80 here if I have this condition true, this will not work for sure. But usually some programmers always keep this and operator in between, and they say like grades have to be less than or 90, let's say. So this would not make things too much different, but let's make it simpler so that in case that your logic is based on some, if you even keep this one now above here, this is not going to change the reality of the program. So it is not even the order of something. So let's say now I have another one, so I can keep as many as else as I want. So I'm saying grades greater than 70 or greater than or equals to 70 and grades less than 80. So here I did not change. Here I say your grades are, your grade is A. I'm gonna say your grade is B. Here I'm gonna say your grade is B. And here I'm gonna make like this. Better I copy this. Yep. Your grade is C. I'm gonna make another one, let's say. Better I copy the whole. That's slightly quicker. And then I'm gonna say here 60. And here I'm gonna say 70. And then the last one, if nobody is in, like this is C, this is D. And I'm gonna say the last one is SUT and tab. And then you're gonna get this one. And then you're gonna say, sorry, you are failed. So that's how it looks like. So, yep, perfectly fine. I hope it makes some sense. We have now, you see here, first condition, if a statement, if this is true, you're gonna get A grade, you're gonna get B grade, you're gonna get C grade. So let's run it and see like how's the output. So programming one, what's your grades? Let's say I'm gonna say my grades are 91. So 91 is like your A grade, right? So when it is true, it does not go this way. That's perfectly fine. So let me try to see like this way. I'm trying to remove this and trying to say that okay, my grades are 85 percentage. So you see here, without this, it also worked. It did not show me anything. Why? Because it says 85 is greater than or equals to 90. It says no. So it goes here. It says 85 is greater than or equals to 80. It says yes. So it works fine. So when it is true, it does not go further. That's the point. It does not go here because if you go here, 85 is greater than 70. That's also true. But it does not bother to go and further see that. But I kept that in order to just, like in case that you wanted to switch the order. So that's going to be perfectly fine. So if you don't want to keep this, this is also perfectly fine. So as per this logic, simple and very, straightforward logic. So let me run it and try to see like for the C grade. So I know for the C grade, so I have to have grades between 60 to 70. I'm going to say I'm 65. So it says your grade is D. That's true because that's how it works. Okay, so that's grade D, and then I did not go for grade C. So let me see, try to 75. So I'm gonna say 75. So say 75 is C, that's very true. And I just get like let's say 40. So I said 40 and I saw hit, and that's you're wrong. So this is one of the things that you can do, and then there are so many things you can do with this. For example, if your if your grader has tried to key in number over 100, so what you gonna do? So that's very false. You cannot make it over 100. So you have to make sure that the grades are always under 100. So you can either control right here or you can control right here. I don't know. You can let me know that how you're gonna make this program effective. Like you should put the number, and the number should always be within the between 0 and 100. How you gonna do that? Please leave me the comment. So the last thing I'm gonna tell you that how basically this flow looks like if you try to design into the flow chart. So you start the program. And then this is where you got the input got the input, and then here you checked it. So the first thing here is that you checked it, and then you check it for 90 and above, right? So you check it 90 and above, right? So if it's true, you end the program here. You print A. So basically it's A grade, forget about this, and then you end the program. But what if you do not have, this means this is true. But if you do not have this, so what happens here? So you go further and then you check another condition. So how you check this condition? You check 80 and above. Sorry, 80 and above. 80 and above. So basically this is false already, so it has to be like 80 and above. So if this is true, you print B here and then you end the program. But if this is false, this is true. If this is false, so what happens here? You go and check here, 70 and above, right? 70 and above, just for the understanding. If that's true, so what happens is that sorry, here, I'm sorry, give me a second. Let's make it a bit cleaner. Yeah, so what happens here, you print C and then you end the program. And not, so what happens? This is true. If it's false, so what happens here? You still go further for the logic and then you try to see 60. If that's true, what you do is that you print D here, and then you end the program, right? And then you go here and then you simply print it fail, because that's how you fail it, and then you end the program here. So you have to connect this. Sorry about this drawing. So it is going to be this way, absolutely making clear sense. If you have any confusions, please do not hesitate to drop me the comment or leave me the message so that I can answer you as per my understanding. Thank you so much, guys.